Have you ever felt that the world is moving just a little too fast? That the constant ping of notifications and the relentless rush of modern life is slowly dimming your inner light? What if your home wasn't just a place to eat and sleep, but a daily antidote to that frenzy? A sanctuary designed not for show, but for the soul. This isn't just a daydream. It's a return to a way of living that is deeply human, profoundly simple, and architecturally timeless. Welcome to the art of slow living and the home that embodies it perfectly, the Serene Hacienda. For centuries, the hacienda-style home, with its heart centered around a beautiful courtyard, has been a masterclass in designing for human connection to nature, to our loved ones, and most importantly, to ourselves. This isn't about recreating a historical artifact. It's about distilling its timeless wisdom for our lives today. It's about creating a backdrop for a life well lived, where the architecture itself encourages you to breathe deeper, move more intentionally, and savor the simple, beautiful moments that make up a rich life. In this video, we will journey through the core principles of designing such a home. We'll explore how to craft a narrative with space, light, and texture. We'll move from the welcoming embrace of the entrance into the heart of the home, the courtyard, and then flow through the living spaces that surround it. We'll talk about materials that tell a story, palettes that calm the mind, and the tiny, fresh ideas that make this ancient style feel utterly relevant and personal in 2025. So, find a comfortable spot, take a deep breath, and let's step away from the noise. Let's design a home that doesn't just house your life, but actively enhances it. A home that is a gentle, beautiful rebellion against the cult of busy. This is your guide to creating a serene hacienda and a beautiful courtyard for embracing slow living. Segment 1. The Philosophy of Slow Living and the Hacienda Soul. Before we lay a single brick or choose a paint color, we must first lay the philosophical foundation. Slow living has become a trending term, but its essence is ancient and deeply intuitive. It's a conscious choice to prioritize well-being over productivity, depth over breadth, and experiences over possessions. It's about being present in the moment, whether you're sipping your morning coffee, tending to your herb garden, or simply listening to the rain fall. And architecture, at its best, is the physical manifestation of a philosophy. It can either hinder or support this way of being. A home designed for slow living is a tool for a better life. This is where the traditional hacienda architecture shines with breathtaking relevance. Originating in the rural estates of Spain and Latin America, the hacienda was never designed as a statement of opulence for the outside world. Instead, it was an inward-looking sanctuary, a private world built around a central courtyard or patio. Its primary purpose was to provide shelter, security, and a cohesive environment for work, family, and rest. The outside walls were often severe and plain, a protective shell. But step inside, and you entered a private paradise, a world unto itself. This fundamental layout is a powerful metaphor for slow living. It teaches us to create a defined boundary from the external chaos, so we can cultivate a rich, meaningful world within. In 2025, this philosophy is more critical than ever. Our digital lives have blurred the lines between work and home, public and private. The hacienda model offers a powerful architectural solution. It creates a clear, physical transition from the outside to the inside. The courtyard becomes the new living room, a space that is unequivocally for you and your kin, free from the performative pressures of social media. It's a space that encourages analog activities, reading real books, cooking from scratch, face-to-face conversation. By designing a home with this inward focus, you are consciously designing a buffer against the overwhelm of the hyper-connected world. So as your designer, my first task is to ask you not what you want your home to look like, but how you want to feel within it. Do you want to feel grounded? Then we'll use earthy materials. Do you want to feel connected to the seasons? Then we'll ensure the courtyard is visible from every major room. Do you want to feel a sense of tranquility? Then we'll design for soft, diffused light and the gentle sound of water. The Serene Hacienda is, therefore, not a specific set of blueprints, but a design approach rooted in the principles of slow living. It's a framework for building a life, not just a structure. Segment 2, the courtyard heart, designing your open-air sanctuary. If the hacienda is the body, then the courtyard is its beating heart. This is the epicenter of slow living, a stage upon which the quiet drama of daily life unfolds. In this segment, we will dissect the anatomy of a truly soul-nourishing courtyard. Forget thinking of it as just a yard. This is an outdoor room, perhaps the most important room in your entire home. Its design requires the same level of intention as your living room or kitchen. We need to consider flooring, ceiling, the sky, walls, furniture, and most importantly, ambience. Let's start with the floor plane. The choice of material here sets the entire sensory tone. For a truly authentic and serene feel, we are moving away from sterile concrete slabs and towards materials with soul and texture. Terracotta tiles, known as saltillo tiles, are a classic choice. Their rich, earthy color and slight imperfections warm up a space instantly. For a more minimalist and Zen-inspired take, consider large format, honed limestone or travertine. Their soft, matte finish feels cool underfoot and reflects light gently. And for the most poetic and sensory option, consider decomposed granite or finely crushed gravel. The crunch of footsteps on gravel is a quintessential sound of tranquility, a gentle auditory reminder of your presence in the space. It's a perfect example of wabi-sabi, embracing impermanence and the beauty of natural processes. Now, let's bring this floor plane to life with landscaping. The trend in 2025 is moving towards biophilic design that is not just decorative, but also functional and personal. Instead of a manicured, high-maintenance lawn, think of creating a garden of delights. Plant a small, sculptural olive or citrus tree. It provides dappled shade, a connection to nature's cycles, and eventually, food for your table. Create raised beds for a kitchen herb garden. There is no slow living ritual more profound than stepping into your courtyard to snip fresh rosemary for your evening meal. Incorporate fragrant plants like jasmine or gardenia near seating areas to engage the sense of smell. Use lavender and rosemary bushes for their structure, their scent, and their ability to attract pollinators, bringing even more life into your sanctuary. But a courtyard's magic isn't just in its solid elements. It's in the intangible atmosphere. This is where we play with the elements of water and fire. A water feature is non-negotiable for a serene hacienda. The gentle, rhythmic sound of water masks unwanted noise from the outside world and has a proven, calming effect on the human nervous system. It doesn't have to be grand. A simple tiered Spanish-style fountain made of aged stone or a modern, shallow reflecting basin, known as a lamina de agua, can become the auditory soul of the space. For the evenings, we introduce the element of fire. A sunken fire pit surrounded by built-in seating encourages gathering, storytelling, and stargazing. Alternatively, strategically placed Moroccan-style lanterns or a series of flameless candles in glass hurricanes can create a magical, flickering ambiance. This courtyard, your heart space, should be a multi-sensory experience that changes beautifully from dawn until dusk, inviting you to inhabit every moment. Segment 3. The architectural bones, volume, light, and flow. With the heart of our home beautifully defined, we now turn to the bones, the architectural framework that contains and connects the spaces. The classic hacienda layout is typically a U-shape or a square with a central void, wrapping protectively around the courtyard. This isn't an arbitrary shape. It's a genius design for fostering connection and facilitating what we call passive living. Every major room in the house, the living room, kitchen, primary bedroom, and even studies should have direct, generous access to the courtyard, either through large doors or wide, open arches. The boundary between inside and outside isn't a hard line, but a soft, permeable membrane. Let's talk about the poetry of transition. The journey into your home should be a ritual, a decompression. We design this through a sequence of spaces. You arrive at a solid, perhaps even imposing, wooden front door, the porton. This is the final barrier from the outside world. When it swings open, you don't immediately step into the house. Instead, you enter a small shaded vestibule or a covered corridor that frames your first glimpse of the courtyard. This is a moment of anticipation, a visual invitation. You then cross the threshold, leaving the public persona behind, and step into your private sanctuary. This deliberate sequencing is a powerful psychological tool, a physical manifestation of leaving your work at the door. Now, within this U-shaped structure, the most defining architectural feature is the arch. Rounded arches are the soul of hacienda style. They soften the geometry of a building, guiding the eye gracefully from one space to another and creating a beautiful play of light and shadow. In a modern interpretation, we might use wide, flattened arches or even square-headed openings with robust, curved corbels for support. The goal is to avoid harsh, 90-degree corners where possible to create a sense of fluid, organic movement. Along with arches, we incorporate deep overhangs, covered walkways known as corridors, and pergolas. These elements serve a crucial climatic function, providing shade in the summer, but they also create what architects call soft spaces, transitional zones that are neither fully inside nor outside. It's in these in-between spaces that some of the best slow living happens. A rainy day cup of tea while watching the downpour, or a breezy afternoon nap on a daybed. Finally, we must address the master sculptor of space, light. In a serene hacienda, light is not merely for illumination. It is a material in itself. We are designing to avoid harsh, direct glare and instead cultivate a soft, diffused, and ever-changing quality of light. This is achieved through strategic orientation and thoughtful apertures. Deep-set windows reveal the thickness of the walls and create pockets of cool shadow. We might incorporate celosia's decorative, perforated screens which filter sunlight into beautiful, intricate patterns on the floor, a dance of light that moves throughout the day. Skylights, or claraboyas, placed in interior corridors or bathrooms, can bring in shafts of light from above, highlighting a textured wall or a single potted plant. The entire home becomes a living sundial, connecting you intimately to the passage of time in the most gentle and beautiful way imaginable. Segment 4. The sensory interior, a palette of texture and tranquility. Stepping from the courtyard through those grand arches, we now enter the interior rooms. The guiding principle here is continuity and sensory richness. The material and color palette from the courtyard should flow seamlessly indoors, blurring the line between the two realms. This is not the place for trendy, high-contrast color schemes or cold, polished surfaces. Our goal is to create a backdrop that feels like a warm, comforting embrace, a space that is visually quiet, allowing you, your family, and your experiences to be the focus. We achieve this through a deeply tactile and earthy materiality. Let's begin with the walls. The star of the show here is, without a doubt, lime-based plaster or paint. Unlike flat, uniform modern paint, lime wash is alive. It has a subtle, chalky matte finish and a depth of color that varies across the surface, creating a softly modeled, organic effect that recalls ancient, sun-baked walls. It breathes, helping to regulate indoor humidity, and its texture is incredibly inviting to the touch. We are seeing a huge trend in 2025 towards these imperfect finishes that celebrate the hand of the artisan. The color palette is drawn directly from the earth. Think of the warm white of a sun-bleached shell, the soft gray of river stone, the muted terracotta of desert sand, or the gentle green of sagebrush. These are hues that calm the nervous system and provide a timeless, gallery-like backdrop for your life and art. From the walls, we move to the other surfaces, the floors and the ceiling. For floors, we continue the story from the courtyard. Terracotta tiles, honed stone, or wide plank oak flooring with a matte, natural oil finish are ideal. They are durable, beautiful, and their variations tell a story of natural origin. Now, look up. The ceiling is a massive opportunity to add character and warmth. Exposed, rough-hewn wooden vigas, beams, are a classic hacienda element. They add structural rhythm and a beautiful, rustic texture. In between these beams, we might see latillas, smaller wooden slats, or a smooth, white-painted ceiling plane. This combination of heavy, dark wood against a light background creates a sense of shelter and groundedness. It's the architectural equivalent of a warm, weighted blanket. Finally, we furnish this tactile shell. The furniture philosophy for a slow-living home is fewer, better things. Choose pieces that are comfortable, durable, and honest. Think of a large, modular sofa upholstered in a performance linen or cotton velvet in a neutral tone meant for lounging, not just for looking. Incorporate pieces with history and soul. A reclaimed wood dining table that will gather countless memories. A hand-woven rug from Morocco or a collection of handmade ceramic pots. The key is to avoid a decorated look and instead cultivate a collected feel, where every object has meaning or brings joy. Layer in textiles abundantly throw blankets, wool pillows, sheer curtains that move in the breeze. These soft goods absorb sound, making the space acoustically calm, and they add a layer of softness that invites you to sink in and stay a while. This interior isn't designed to impress guests. It's designed to nurture you. And so, we come to the end of our journey through the Serene Hacienda. What we've explored is more than an architectural style. It's a blueprint for a different way of being. It's a home that prioritizes peace over pretension, connection over consumption, and the sensual experience over the virtual one. It's a home that understands the profound impact of a sun-drenched wall, the sound of trickling water, and the smell of earth after a rain. Remember, the goal is not to achieve architectural perfection. In fact, the principles of wabi-sabi teach us to find beauty in the imperfect, the aged, and the authentic. A crack in the plaster, the worn patina on a wooden door, the way the gravel in the courtyard settles, these are not flaws. They are the home's story unfolding, evidence of a life being lived fully within its walls. Your home should be a living, breathing entity that grows and changes with you. You don't need a vast estate to incorporate these ideas. Whether you are building from scratch, renovating an existing house, or simply living in a small apartment, you can take these principles to heart. Carve out a small courtyard on a balcony with pots of herbs and a tiny fountain. Use a lime wash paint on a single feature wall. Create a soft, transitional space with a comfortable chair by a large window. Prioritize natural materials and earthy tones in your decor. It's about the intention behind your choices. Your home is your ultimate personal sanctuary. It should be the kind of place that, when you step inside, you feel your shoulders relax, your breath deepen, and your mind quiet. A place that reminds you, day after day, of what truly matters. So go ahead, embrace the slow. Design a life of intention, and build yourself a haven, a serene hacienda, not just for a year, but for a lifetime. Thank you for watching. If this vision resonates with you, if you're ready to start designing a life, not just a house, please give this video a like. Subscribe for more guides on mindful design, and share your thoughts and dreams in the comments below. I read every one. Until next time, may your home be filled with light, peace, and purpose.